All right. Hey, fam, how y'all doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the People's News. George Takei, he went all the way in on Clarence Thomas. Now, we all know about the decision made by the Supreme Justice that approved and made same-sex marriage legal all around the globe, right? All right. So there were some justices, which you can imagine, who didn't go along with it very well. The 4 conservative chief justices did not agree, and they wrote papers saying, hey, I'm not with it. Hey, I'm not with it. Hey, I'm not with it. Now, 2 of the most stern of dissensions, papers written, was Scalia and Clarence Thomas. Go figure, right? So Clarence Thomas had some really weird stuff to say that I don't agree with, and one of those things was that just because the government doesn't give you the right to get married if you're homosexual does not mean the government's taking away your dignity. The dignity can't be given nor taken. It's something like humanity. And he said that if you're a slave, right, if you were a slave back when there were slaves in the United States, that the government didn't take away dignity. They just because they made you a slave, you're still dignity. You still have self-respect. And the same thing goes for Japanese and internment camps. So now you see why Takei got upset. Takei got upset because this guy's talking about me. This guy's talking about gay rights, saying that we can't get married. If we're gay, you can't get married. And that means that, what? That means that I have no dignity. If you take that away from me, that right. And then you're going to say something about Japanese internment camps too? So George Takei, he was pretty pissed off because George Takei actually spent some time in an internment camp back when he was 2, right? Well, I don't know, because George Takei is almost 80. So I think the internment camps happened right after World War II. So I don't know, maybe he was 6. But he says he remembers everything about the internment camp. So he went in and he's pissed off and he said some things about Clarence Thomas. And most of what Takei said, I can ride with him on it. Because I personally speaking, I do not like Clarence Thomas. I do not like what he says out his mouth. I don't. But some of the stuff Takei said at the end of his comments, hey, man, come on. I can't believe there's so many black people are co-signing this, man. And I guess I understand it because you want to be so well received by the masses. You want to be politically correct. And they see Takei as being politically correct. They see him as this wave of everybody got to jump on the boat and agree with everything just because this guy's gay. And I don't agree with what he said. And until that point, let's make this right here an angry black man rant. So you need to click here, because I'm about to go in, because as I think about this, I'm getting more and more angry about it. You understand? You get it? I'm getting more pissed off because I don't think it's right. Takei said the following. Thomas is a clown in blackface sitting on the Supreme Court. He gets me that angry. He doesn't belong there. Thomas is no worse than the rest of those fucking conservatives on the bench. Takei. There's other people that voted against gay marriage. There's other people. Scalia is just as bad. Roberts is just as bad. They're all just as bad as Clarence Thomas. They're all equally bad. And until black people can be just as bad as white people or Japanese people, then we really still got a long ways to go, don't we? And why is it the fact that just because you don't like what he said and you disagree with it, why you got to go to the color anyway? Why do you think it's okay for you to call out this man's race or call out his allegiance to his race when you're not even that fucking race? You're Japanese. When was the last time I heard a black man calling out a Japanese about not being Japanese enough? You're not being yellow. You're not being true to being yellow. Who the hell did you ever hear that before? You'll never hear it because black people don't do that because we stay in our fucking lane, Takei. We stay in our fucking lane. We don't go around telling white people how to be more white and what whiteness should be and what whiteness means to them. And telling them that they're white wiggers or something. That's something that white people do. White people call other white people wiggers. Japanese people can call Japanese people non-traditional Japanese or sellout Japanese. But we don't need you coming around, Takei, talking about what a black man is not doing is not black enough for you. That's not your place. And all you black people out there riding with him, riding for him, supporting him, or on some bullshit. Because it is fuckery, America. Fuckery. And I'm talking to everybody because there's some people out there with sense. Common sense. Who the fuck is Takei anyway? What has Takei done? Clarence Thomas is an intelligent person, whether you agree with him or disagree with him. He went to school, he did shit. All right? He ate a lot of shit to get in this position. I do not like Clarence Thomas. Let me say, I do not agree with his opinions on a lot of things, but I'm not going to say the man's stupid. I'm not. He's not stupid, and he does have the right to sit on the bench. Just because you don't agree with him, he doesn't have the right to sit on the bench. I bet you if you'd have voted for gay rights, you'd be kissing his ass right now. You'd probably be trying to teabag him. Or let them teabag you, wouldn't you, Takei? See what I'm saying here? You get to make jokes and you get to make cracks about his skin color. When I talked about your skin color, I talked about you. Your butt pirate. And I just don't like what Takei said. So I'm going in on him the way he went in on Clarence Thomas. Because I don't think you have a right to do that, Takei. Well, back to you, Takei. What the fuck have you done? You were in Star Trek 50, 60 years ago. What have you done since then? You started a fucking Facebook page. Guys, he don't even write his own post on Facebook. How does the guy get popular after 60 years of not doing shit, right? And then becomes famous on the internet. And he don't even write his own shit. Other people are writing. This is the epitome of somebody getting a free fucking ride. What the fuck, man? Now, I wouldn't have a problem with you, Takei. I wouldn't, if you wouldn't have went in on Clarence Thomas' color. See, that's the thing. Like some comedian I know said, whenever somebody gets mad at you, they always go at your weakness. Now, you could have said a lot of shit about Clarence Thomas. You could have called him a dumb, smart motherfucker. I would agree with that shit. Call him a dumb, smart motherfucker. Call him an asshole, because he is an asshole. A gaping asshole, sort of like yourself, with a hula hoop-sized anus from all of the work you've been given. You 80-something-year-old, mummified fossil sweetness, moist fossil. But back to Clarence Thomas, you could have called him a lot of different shit. I would have not had a problem with it. I'd have sat over here clapping and nodding my head like, yeah, go in. But you didn't. You went right to that thing. What color? There are a lot of people still supporting Takei on that shit. I don't know why. When was the last time, once again, you ever heard a black man telling a Japanese man how to be more Japanese? Now, I could say to Clarence Thomas, you're a sellout, but you can't, Takei, because he ain't selling you out, because he's not gay and he's not Japanese. How is he selling you out? He's doing what all the other justices did on that platform, the same shit. Now you're holding him to a higher standard. See, listen to me. This is why I like Clarence Thomas being an asshole. Let me explain it to you. I like him being an asshole because it reminds black people just because somebody has black skin does not mean they are your fucking friend. That's Clarence Thomas. He reminds you of that. And a lot of black people need to learn that shit. Just because somebody look like you don't mean they have anything in common with you, or that you will agree with them, or that you should support them or vote for them, just because of the color of their skin. And it's a good wake-up call for black people to see that shit in the light. Now, some of us won't ever get it, but I've had the fortune of working around black people like Clarence Thomas, and I learned I don't want to be around those motherfuckers. I don't. They're hard people. They really piss you off. They have you looking for a white guy or a Japanese guy to hang out with quickly. Or even a gay guy quickly. Quick. If you got to deal with a Clarence Thomas every day. A fake black guy. And I get it. But it's not up to you to say, let me say it. Let me say it, Takei. Let me call him a sellout piece of shit, Takei. Just like on the Young Turks, when Cenk Uygur sits up there and uses the word, calling black people house. How you like it in the house, horse? You was getting in the house, horse, when he talks about black commentators that go on Fox News. Look, Cenk, let me say that. Not you, Cenk. You have no room to say it. You're white. There's certain shit you shouldn't be able to say. There's certain shit Takei shouldn't say. Just out of good taste. I don't go around telling white people what they need to do. That they need to be more slave masters. I don't call Bill Riley a slave whipper. But I keep hearing this from you guys, coming out the mouth wrong about black people. Stop doing it. If you want somebody black to say, if you want to say something racist about a black person, let a black person say it, then it won't be racist. It'll just be my opinion. And in my opinion, Clarence Thomas is an asshole. He's a motherfucker. And he's a sellout Uncle Tom. But that's me saying it, a black man. Not George Takei, a guy who ain't been relevant and is only relevant because he went on the fucking Apprentice 6 years ago. The fuck out of here. motherfucking Takei said he went at Thomas because Thomas abandoned his heritage. What the fuck you know about black heritage, Takei? What heritage? He ain't gay, and you ain't black. What are you, Rachel Dolezal of the fucking internet now? You Rachel Dolezal of Star Trek? Get the fuck out of here. I'm Tim Black. This is the Angry Black Man channel. Subscribe, but don't expect it to be politically correct because I am not politically correct. But I'm almost always right.